one more question for you.
Yeah.
Did you really tap with Anderson?
Well, okay. It's a longer question than that. I thought that tapping out,
his hand fluttered,
ended a round. I thought it signified the conclusion to a round. I did not know that it brought a end to the contest as a whole. So I was up 4 rounds. It was the 5th round. I gave him the 5th round. It's 4-1. I leave their world champion. And by any reasonable metric, that makes sense. But there's nuances and there's glitches within some of the unified system, particularly one that they used in California. It was the same as telling me you can't use performance enhancers. Performance enhancers are good words. Those are positive words. You put them together, you think that you've done something good. But in California, they say it's against the rules. As though I was supposed to go to the doctor and say, hey, doc, I feel great. Can you bring me down a bit? That's called malpractice if he said yes. Every doctor, if he gives you anything, must be able to argue under the Hippocratic Oath that it makes the person better. But in the state of California, much like saying tapping cost you the whole fight, I never would have done that if I knew it cost the whole fight. I was bringing a conclusion to the 5th round. It was 4 rounds to 1 and new world champion. That's what I thought.
But that's not only in California, though.
It's a weird thing.
You don't think it's also in Nevada and every other state?
There's no way to know for sure. Like, there's nowhere that you can go to find out for sure.
Of course there is.
Where?
There's been thousands of fights and
but who would we
thousands
ask?
of submission wins.
But who would we ask? How would we know for sure?
Yeah, ChatGPT.
Based on the result. Based on the result.
I remember that fight like it was yesterday. We were sitting down. We were like, hell yeah, that's it. We got a new champion. No more Anderson Silva reign. It's all bullcrap. Chael finally exposed him. And then all of a sudden, the fight's over. And you're just like, no, he didn't tap. He didn't tap. And we were sitting down with the boys. We were watching. We're like, no, bro, he didn't tap. That wasn't a tap. That was him kind of just like trying to smack Anderson, saying like, you know, I'm trying to get you off, because you were in the perfect position because you cradled up and you were pushing him out from that triangle. And how many seconds were left on the clock?
A spine of sportsmanship by me. A salute, a pat on the back, a job well done. And they cost me a world championship.
Yeah, it cost you a world championship.
Did you see the second one?
What were you thinking?
What was that? I think I even yelled that. What was that?
What seriously? What were you thinking? I'm so sorry. I'm not an MMA fighter. I love you.
John Jones on him.
I love you, and I was like, you are gonna beat the shit out of this guy, and you're gonna prove to everybody. What were you thinking?
That just shows every fighter's a masochist.
Were you trying to knock him out?
Love failure. They all love that, right?
The feeling of failure.
Yeah.
There's something about that. That was explained to me in the state of Nevada about gambling.
Yeah,
you feel good to win, but it's a stronger feel to lose all your money.
Yeah.
And
were you trying to knock him out?
Yeah, I don't know if I was trying to knock him out or close the distance. Or I can't really. I don't know in that exact moment. I don't know what I was thinking. I was enjoying that moment though. That was a very special event for me. The weigh-in was special, and the press tour was very special. I never had a fight quite like that.
No, you have fought like the best of the best, from old school guys like Fedor, John Jones, Anderson Silva, Machida,
Tito Ortiz, Rashad Evans.
Yeah.
I mean, you fought them all. Who was the toughest as far as like when you were, whether you guys were grappling or just the punch, or were you like, wow, this guy's
the toughest guy? The toughest guy was George St. Pierre. Of all the fights that I've ever had, I fought George in a basement in LA one time. I guess you would call it practice. It was a training, but I did leave there not understanding that level of MMA existed. I thought I had seen everything and been through everything. And what he presented to me, I did not know there was a level. And then just as an athlete, just the strength that he had, the way that he could move. And then I would up the pace a little bit just to see if I could get over on him. And then he would up it right with me. And we just kept going. And I realized, about his determination and his grit. But of all the guys that I felt, and I left there leaving, wow, he was special. And there were a number of them, in fairness. But the one that I felt was the most special was George.
Stronger than John Jones?
He was stronger than John Jones. Yeah, John had his own strengths. John was a very big guy, and John understood leverage. You know, John stands like 6'4", 6'5", so he could get you in certain positions and generate a lot of power. When I think of George's strength, you know, I'm just talking about if he grabs your wrist, you might get it back from John Jones. You'll never get it back from George. Like just that kind of a strength. But George was a real student of the game. He definitely loved the sport more than John. He definitely studied it more than John. John's level of success is hard to explain. I mean, if you were to mimic John, you had a child somewhere and you were to look at John and copy him, do not expect the same result. You're not going to be able to be that lazy and that unfocused. You're not going to be that addicted to women that aren't yours and drugs that you, whatever the addiction is, you're not going to be able to do that and become champion of the world.
Did you enjoy that clip? Click over here to watch the full episode and click over here to subscribe to the WiseNuts podcast YouTube channel.